Welcome to the Exploring Spirit podcast. Join John and Sue Cook for a gentle, conversational guide to your spiritual development. Together with their guests, John and Sue will share their experience and wisdom to bring you insight and empowerment on your spiritual journey. This is episode 4, Use of Colour.
Hello again, and on today's podcast we'd like to just talk you through a workshop that we've had that was on colour, and just talking about colour and how colour literally does colour our lives and what colour means to us, and then how spirit use what colour means to us to be able to give a reading based on that.
Yes, it's an interesting concept because it's something that we all understand, something that we all deal with in everyday life. Colour is very important. And when you think about a particular colour, if you actually think about it rather than just accepting that colour and thinking how it makes you feel, what memories it brings up into your mind, conjures up, and not just a colour such as blue, think of the kind of blue, because there's so many different aspects of every colour, and the differences makes a big difference when you're giving a reading as to what you're looking at, what you're working with. You can work with colour in lots of different ways.
Yeah, because we were talking about it before we did the workshop, and I asked John what his favourite colour was and then why. So, that was interesting. What is your favourite colour?
Well, my favourite colour when I was young was always red. If ever you played a game and there was counters or whatever in different colours, I always wanted the red ones. And when I thought about it, being young at the time, red meant to me strength. And I think when you're young, you want to feel strong. You want to feel empowered in that way. And subconsciously, I believe that I always went for red because I felt it was a strong colour. It was a strong, dominant colour, and I always wanted to have that dominance as a young child because it makes you feel valid, it makes you feel important, and so I believe that's the reason I really liked red when I was young. And what was yours, sir?
Mine's always been blue, and similar to you, going back to being a small child in primary school, we had houses and you had a little badge that was just a plain colour, and mine was blue. And it was swallows. We were part of the swallows. And I think because of that, growing up in the countryside, I've always been aware of swallows. But that colour blue, I don't know if it was a bit of identity even, that you don't think about as a small child. I liked it. And blue has continued to be my favourite colour because of the sky, the ocean, and like you say, all the different shades going from a dark navy to a soft baby blue. And it's how a certain colour can just instantly make you feel, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very often memories that sometimes are memories that you forget about because we did a meditation, and during the meditation I started seeing orange, which orange is a colour that I don't dislike, but it's not a colour that springs to my mind straight away normally, but just lately I've been seeing a lot of orange. And then I suddenly realised that there's a lot of memory links connected to me and my first wife, who obviously, as you know, has passed away. We used to drink in a pub at one point called the Orange Tree, and I suddenly saw the mural that was on the side of the pub, which was basically an orange tree, but it was a lovely mural. The pub, unfortunately, no longer exists now because it's been knocked down for houses, which is unfortunately the way, but it stayed with me. The memory stayed with me. So if you was doing a reading, you'd base the colour on your memories. So with red, I would see that as strength. If I got red for somebody, I'd see that I need to be empowered, need to have strength. With orange, of course, it would be reminding me of happy times. So it would bring me full of joy, and a lot of people would see orange as the sun, as warmth, which is a similar thing. And so but it depends how you see a colour. It's not that a particular colour means a certain thing, it's what it means to you. That's the important thing, because we're all different, and no medium should try to copy another medium. You should find your own impairment, your own medium within.
Yeah, and as I said, we've done a workshop today, a development workshop here at home, and we started off with colour, and I do a guided meditation, and I asked everyone to focus on their favourite colour, and we discussed it afterwards, and we put colour into the whole of the meditation in different ways, and lots of people didn't picture their favourite colour, and they were a little bit sort of, oh, well, that colour's come to me, but that's not my favourite colour, and how that made them feel and why that colour had come to them. It come through spirit. It was what spirit wanted them to experience through that colour, through those memories. And it's all about what we know within, and that is what spirit use.
Yeah, and the workshop was amazing because we also used flowers, but we didn't use living flowers, although you can do, of course, that's a lovely thing to do. We used crochet flowers that our daughters actually made a bouquet of different ones, and everybody picked a different flower. They didn't tell anybody which flower was there, so that way, when you did a reading, you didn't know who you were reading, which freed everybody up to say whatever they was actually feeling without having somebody look at them and give them any indication of right or wrong. To be honest, all of the readings, when the person said it was their flower and they sort of had time to critique it, it was incredible, wasn't it, sir?
Oh yeah, the information that came out, concentrating mainly on the colour of the flowers. And what was interesting was, in the bouquet, there were two identical flowers, and they were both a kind of lavender. Yeah, they were both lavenders, and they were both completely different readings. So there were two things exactly the same shape, same colour, but they got two readings because of the experience that they have and what they were feeling for the person that they were connecting with.
Without knowing who they were connecting with.
So it's just wonderful how colour does work in our everyday life. And sometimes you just see a colour and it brings you joy. And sometimes you see another colour and you think, oh, I'm not drawn to that. That's not pulling me at all, because perhaps you've got a bad association with that, or it's just not for you. And that's okay, because not everything is for us, but when it is, and when something can make your heart sing, it's wonderful.
And it's amazing how we use colour in our everyday lives, because of course we select our clothes based on what we think looks right, what looks right on us. So we select a colour that we think will make us look good in a certain way. And when you've got a wardrobe full of clothes, when you actually decide what you're going to wear for a particular event, you do get drawn to a particular colour or style, and it empowers you, or it makes you feel good about that actual event that you're going to. It seems to fit. So we use colour a lot, and on our walls when we paint, when we colour the different rooms.
Yeah, when we decorate our homes. When you choose a new car, I mean, I'm not into cars. I have a couple of stipulations of what I want from the car. One's heated seats, now I'm getting older. But yeah, choosing the colour. I nearly always choose the colour, and we've had so many blue cars. We've got a white one now, which I love. Even without thinking about it, it's how things make us feel. And that is what spirit use all the time. And then later on in the workshop today, we did a different exercise where we used coloured crayons. And I asked people not to really think about what they were reaching for, but to just be guided. The colours and then the readings that came from them were just wonderful, weren't they?
Yeah, it was a really lovely workshop, and people enjoyed using colour because, of course, it's a lovely thing to work with colour. It is an empowering, soul-fulfilling medium to use. You know, even when you're in the garden and the flowers are out, how does that make you feel? It enriches your life. It makes you feel so wonderful. So colour is important, and it is one of the things we always start with people when they first start working with spirit. It's one of the mediums we use a lot, as in ribbons, which we were going to do today, but as always, things change.
Spirit changed the mind and we didn't use them, we used the crayons instead. But we're just sat here now and looking through the window. The roses are looking stunning. It's just a wonderful mix of colour. There is no theme, no style, no order. It's just a wonderful mad rush of colour, from bright red, soft pink, orange, purple and yellow, and then red geraniums, because who doesn't love bright red geraniums? But for me, that reminds me of the continent being in Greece or Spain, pots of bright red geraniums.
So your favourite colour could be red as well then?
I do like it, and it does lift me immensely, yeah. But the backdrop of the garden is a soft blue fence.
So maybe our favourite colour changes over time, maybe it changes over days. Yeah, so.
I think it can change from day to day. I think we change and we're not aware of the changes, because I don't know if anybody's ever had an aura reading, and you can have your aura read, and then if you had it read the week after, you would get a completely different reading.
Yeah, because colours change.
Because we change our energy, so our aura changes all the time. We're constantly evolving. The amazing thing is, spirit are one step ahead of us, and they're always using that. They know where we are, they know who we are.
Yeah.
To be able to bring through a message from their loved ones, using all these different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
And colour being a really good one to start with.
Yeah, and it was even, the workshop was changed by one of the people arriving a little bit earlier than was expecting, because she got the time mixed up. But the reason she came was because she wanted to do spirit art, which is not what we was going to do. But then we realised it works exactly with what we was talking about, what we intended doing. She didn't know we was going to do anything to do with colour, because we hadn't announced that at that time. And so she kind of helped us format the workshop into such a lovely afternoon and such a lovely energy with everybody. It was beautiful.
Which has led on now to us going to be hosting a spirit painting one.
Well, you are, because I can't draw.
A psychic art. Because it just proved that even if you can't draw or you can't paint, spirit can come through. They can put those colours, those shapes, all sorts of things into your mind. So that's something that we're going to be doing in the future. And we touched on briefly today in such a wonderful way.
Yeah, and also another thing that came up, which I do believe we need to do a further podcast with, is your meditations. Once again, you was asked to do a meditation.
Yeah. I think that worked well today because it was full of colour. I'm guided by spirit for my meditations. We ask people what they want, uplifting or calming or whatever they want when we start. And you can put that in and spirit just guide me. It was lovely today because blending our energy, and when we're thinking of colours and we blend, and as it very often happens, some of us in the meditation didn't see exactly what I was saying, but we saw and we blended and saw different things at the same time. So isn't that amazing that we can be sat in a circle and blending and seeing something that you're not being told about? And that is spirit showing us what we need to be shown.
Yeah, and it's amazing when more than one person sees the same thing that they haven't been told to see. And then you get it's a proof that that's what's in the energy, that's what's being shown to us in order to give us information that's going to help each other. Because as we always say in workshops and circles, we're here to teach each other. We facilitate the space, but everybody's there and everybody learns from everybody else, and it's all about that sharing.
And spirit coming through and getting the messages to us that they want us to. And we had a lovely mother and daughter today who both got read in their meditations. Their loved one, husband and father, came through to both of them, which was just so wonderful. and the love that brought through for them, through colour, through them both getting the same and feeling that his energy came through. It just doesn't get better than that, really, feeling that love connection.
No, it's the empowerment that it brings, and to know that you're never alone, even when you are physically alone. You've always got spirit friends around you, you've always got loved ones there, and you can always ask some questions in your mind. I dare say a lot of you do that. Talk to people who have passed over and think you're a little bit crazy, but there's nothing crazy about that. They will listen, they will answer you. They might not answer you directly at that particular time, but the answer will come within your soul, within a dream or within a feeling, and you will know what they are saying to you and how they guide you. And often it's not the answer you was expecting, which in a way is even better proof.
And today we asked loved ones to join us, as they always do in meditation, and we asked people to ask questions. People were amazed who came through, who they could feel with them, why they were there, and the answers that they gave. Some people were expecting the answer they got because it was what their loved one would have said. Jokingly, you've asked me this before. And then also a loved one coming through that they weren't expecting, and that love and upliftment that came through with that.
It's mind-blowing, and when you realise the depth of understanding the spirit world have got and how they can help you today leading into tomorrow or whenever, and it's on so many levels, and that's what blows me away. We know then that it's not us imagining things. We know that there is another force there that's helping us and guiding us.
It's just so much bigger than we are, and it's just when we come together, we keep saying this, when we come together and the energy flows around and the energy from our loved ones join us, it's amazing. The love and upliftment that we can find, and colour was just what we started with today to get that link, but it is in all of our lives all of the time. And it is just wonderful energy to start with.
So if you want to practice with somebody doing a colour reading, all you have to do is think what that colour means to you, what thoughts are put in your mind about that colour. If somebody picks a particular colour and asks you to read it, it's all about what it means to you. There's no actual answer, definitive answer. It's whatever answer you feel at that time, and you'll find that that's right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, the colour red, it can be danger, it can be passion, and it can be anything in between, really. And it's what it means to you at that given time. Because tomorrow, and with another person, you'd get a completely different view. So it's being in the moment, who you're talking to, who their loved ones are in spirit talking to you, and your guides blending together, and everything is individual. But it is just spirit being one step ahead of us and helping us out.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful experience, and it's a wonderful energy to involve yourselves with. And
colour is just such a lovely way of doing it.
Yeah. Some people like to use traditional colours in a traditional way. We've been talking about what the colours mean to you. Some people like a bit more structure, and one of the best ways to think about colours are probably the chakra points, So we can quickly go through and tell you what each chakra colour is, where it is in your body and what it represents.
Okay, well, chakra points are just the energy points going down through your body. These are used in Reiki and different kinds of healing. So starting at your crown chakra above your head, that's a rich purple colour. And then moving down to your forehead and your third eye chakra, which is indigo. Moving down to your throat chakra, which is a soft blue. And then your heart chakra being a soft new green, and into your solar plexus, a fresh yellow, and your sacral chakra is warm orange, and then moving all the way down into your root chakra, which is a really burning red. And There are many, many more energy points in your body, but those are the ones that people talk about. And although we've been talking about colour and what it means to us, if you have, a belief system that a certain colour means a certain thing to you, that's fine. Some people like to have more structure, more rules in place that they feel comfortable within. And we may have started off like that, I can't remember, but we like the fluidity of the way that we work, but we do understand that that's not for everyone, and it's individual choice. If you want structure, you can stay with that as much as you want to, and then go into a little bit more fluid thinking whenever you're ready.
Yeah, we don't like to, when we're teaching or guiding people, we don't like to tell you what to think. We like to see how you think and to use your own intuition, your own words for whichever way you work. So with colours, we don't say a specific colour means a specific thing. But of course, you can look up the chakras, you can read the meanings of colours, and you can work with that way if you find that easier. I prefer for people just to draw into their own experiences and their own understandings and decide what colours mean for them, and it can change over time, as Sue said.
Oh, absolutely. The thing with working with spirit, there is no right way, no wrong way. There is only your way. We'll be back soon, so thank you for listening to us.
And Sue will do a meditation at some point.
I will, yeah. Bye for now.
Bye.
You've been listening to Exploring Spirit with John and Sue Cook. John and Sue are always happy to hear from old friends and new listeners alike. You can reach them via their website at johncookmedium.co.uk or on their Facebook page, John Cook Medium. We thank Vitaly Vakulenko for the rights to use his music via Pixabay.